and just couldn't knock them down. But you go down the stretch. I think we had 3 or 4 possessions where we end up either deflection or steal, and all of that was on multiple efforts. Like we were able to sustain that for all 4 quarters.
JJ, drawing a foul, an offensive foul, I should say, obviously is a turnover. It can sometimes take points off the board. But what is that type of commitment when you have, I think, 3 or 4 guys take one today, say about the defensive mentality that you had?
Yeah, that's a sacrificial play. I mean, you got to put your body on the line, and our guys have been motivated to do that all year. We've been really good with charges, and for a lot of guys, I think of AR, Smart, like they're not coming over to block shots on a Karl-Anthony Towns, right? That's your job as the low man. You can do verticality, you can block a shot, or you can take a charge. And I thought, whether it was Luka, AR, Smart, Smart had whatever he had, 1 for 10, but plus 27, and really, really impactful game from him. I think back to the end of the third quarter, we've got a comfortable lead, but he saves 2 points when we turn the ball over at the end of the quarter by forcing Clarkson to pass it. So, the charges were great. I thought, based on what they just did in Denver and the comments I made to my coaching staff, they were more physical than Denver, which is saying a lot because, Denver's a physical team. Gordon was back in the lineup. Jokic is out there. I thought they were the more physical team, and tonight we were the more physical team.
JJ, over this stretch where you guys have struggled against the good teams, or the best teams in the league, you guys have been in position to win some of those games down the stretch, and the offense hasn't been there for you, and that was, I think, in some ways the case last year, even in the series against Minnesota. What did you just kind of make the final 4 minutes from you guys tonight? Hit a couple big shots, but played such good defense that it almost didn't matter. What did you just kind of make of that specific stretch?
Well, we got good looks, and we had some low clock possessions, but part of it was we wanted to eat some clock. And my other just kind of observation on it was we had a first night back-to-back in Denver. And Denver, for anybody that's been in the NBA, and I'm sure you guys that have traveled, how long that trip is to the airport. And that, whether it's the first night or the second night, a Denver back-to-back always takes a lot out of you. And then we've got a quick turnaround after Friday's game, a 12:30 afternoon game. We lose an hour of sleep. So to me, this wasn't an offensive game. It wasn't going to be an offensive game. This was going to be a gritty, tough game that we had to win with effort, and we did that.
To follow up, how many wins this season do you think you could describe that way? That hasn't really been this group's overarching identity, but it feels like more recently there's been a handful. Are you encouraged by that?
Yeah, again, I'm not in a position where I can overreact. I let you guys do that. Fans, rightfully so, should always overreact. It's what makes fandom so awesome. I know as a kid, growing up as a Duke fan, I cried after every single Duke game. Dean Smith cut that. Yeah, Dean Smith cut it. I cried after every Duke game they lost. I was an overreactor. My job is not to overreact. We're 15-9 in our last 24. We're a top 10 offense, a top 15 defense. That's what we wanted to be coming into the season with this group, and that's where our group is right now.
Hey, JJ, I know pregame you talked about how the message to Austin has been to be himself. What did you see from him tonight, both offensively and just his scrappiness and hunting for a shot?
Yeah. Thought he did a great – we just kept telling him, touch the paint, touch the paint, touch the paint. He was really strong today. I thought, when people talk about physicality, we always talk about, physicality on defense, but you need physicality on offense. And I thought he was very physical offensively, and that allowed him to score at the basket, allowed him to draw fouls, and they've got a lot of size, and they're a big team, and he did a great job.
JJ, DeAndre had a really strong start to the game. I think he had 2 blocks. He had an offensive rebound that turned into a second chance 3 for Austin. What did you like from that first spark?
He was great. Yeah, he was great. I thought the pursuit of the basketball, loose balls, going to block shots. There was a couple times where he was outside the play, shot goes up, he goes and pursues the rebound. I thought he played really hard tonight. He was great.
Hey, Coach, and with Jalen in particular, Brunson, how were we able to make it so tough on him tonight?
We mixed up defenses. You can't give him the same stuff. I mean, we played some in coverage. We played some zone to start. We played switching groups. We had our normal flood on the baseline versus star players. Like we mixed it up, and I thought outside of a broken play where he gets a wide open three and us going for a shot fake and him drawing fouls, I thought we did a fantastic job on him.
Coach Rui started the game scoring his first 4 shots. How was he able to step up with LeBron out and help set the tone tonight?
Just do what Rui does, and that's make shots. And we feel very confident when he catches the ball that he's gonna deliver. And I know for the guys like AR and Luka, they have a lot of confidence in him.
Hey, JJ, you mentioned how Jackson's become a better basketball player. Just on the defensive side, what have you seen his improvement with, especially verticality, while still being a guy you trust on switches against a guy like Brunson?
Yeah. I mean, look, I remember when I got this job, RP, and, we kind of drinking out of a fire hose the first 6 weeks during some stretch of, the first press conference and getting ready for the draft in 48 hours and getting ready for free agency in 3 days. Like we sat down and we spent about 2 hours one day and 2 hours the next day just talking about each guy on the roster. And I remembered from Jaxson, it was like he sets a lot of illegal screens and he has a lot of offensive fouls, and then he fouls defensively. And, I thought as the season progressed last year, we cleaned up the illegal screens. He got a lot better, particularly after the trade with Luka, at making pocket decisions versus shocks and blitzes. But we never really got there with the fouling and keeping his hands out of the action. He's been much better this year, and I think in terms of the verticality that you're talking about as the low man, he's the best guy we have on our team.
Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Austin, a wire-to-wire win. You guys hold the Knicks to 97 points, force 18 turnovers. How would you describe the physicality that you showed up with tonight?
Just thought we played hard, stuck to the game plan, and competed. That's what it came down to. Is I think we played harder than them, and we set the tone early and had a really good third quarter.
And you had an efficient 25 points, 5 assists, and also 3 steals. Where did you find your rhythm?
Just playing basketball, playing the right way, continuing to grind through a couple tough games, and just play the right way and have fun.
JJ's message to us was, in addition to being very positive, but don't overreact, right? Like the team has been trending in a good direction, and this is more proof of it. Did it feel like, though, considering the way you guys have played against some of the better teams in the league, that this was something?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with JJ. I feel like we're doing some really good things, and we still have room for improvement. But tonight was a good step in the right direction. They're a really good team. I think they told me out there that they averaged 117 to hold a team to 97 points. That caliber just shows that our grittiness that we've become to enjoy to do on the defensive end.
Maybe other than like an alley-oop or something like that, there might be no other play that you guys make that gets the bench as excited as someone taking a charge. And several guys did it tonight. What did that show about the commitment to the defensive end?
You good? Come on now, TT. I get one now. I forgot what you said.
You guys, the bench gets super excited when a guy takes a charge.
I got you. Yeah. It's just a winning play. It just shows your commitment to winning basketball, and I feel like we have everybody in this locker room that'll do that. Maybe some more than others, but when it comes down to it, I feel like with high confidence that if we need it, someone will stand in there and take a charge, unless it's me against Zion.
Austin, JJ said that his message to you recently has been to be yourself. As the big three is trying to find their rhythm together. What was your approach tonight?
Have fun. Woke up early game, was tired when I got here, and just told myself to have fun. I don't feel like I played bad. We just haven't made a lot of shots, and I feel like I've done a lot of other things well, but just continuing to play the game the right way, and I feel like good will come to good.
When you look at the way this game played out, that third quarter, which you guys outscored the Knicks 34-20, you hold them to 97 for the entire game. What does that say about the grit you guys showed up with tonight?
It just shows how locked in this team is on the defensive end, at least. I feel like obviously we got a lot to work on, but just getting those stops like that late in the game, trying to get wins like that is just like real gritty and I feel like good for our character.
Austin and Luka both showing up offensively but contributing on the defensive end as well. When you have them working and setting the tone on both ends of the court, what does that do for the rest of you guys?
I mean, obviously it gets everyone hyped when you got your two best players playing great defense, playing great offense. I mean, everyone else wants to be out there helping them, and so that just hypes everyone up.
You got a 5-game homestand. How do you carry this momentum forward?
Get some rest and then win at home. I think our away record right now is better than our home record, so we just got to hold down home court for these next 5 games and then hit this road and get a good road win or good road trip.
I mean, just in general, knowing what the Knicks bring to the table, their win over Denver, coming here and you guys handling them, going wire to wire, like, how would you describe how big of a win this is just for you guys in general?
A very big win. I mean, obviously, any win's a big win in this league. It's a very hard league to play in. And I just feel like we owed them that one, at least for New York. We lost bad in New York and got punked by them in New York, so we just need to get that one back.
Rui, that's one of the more physical teams in the league. A lot of length. They've got shooting. Been playing some of the best basketball. What were the ways that you thought you guys took a step forwards today as a group?
Yeah, I think and today was kind of a weird game for me, especially, I mean, for the whole team. I think, 12:30 game, West Coast, we never had that. I think before the game we talked about this game going to be very physical, especially we played against them last month, and we saw that, So I think that was the whole key, the whole game. We talk about, we have to match out their physicality, and we did that from literally beginning to end of the game. So that's why we got this done.
Rui, there was a lineup in the second quarter with you, Maxey, Austin, Marcus, and then I believe Vando was also out there. You guys forced a few turnovers in that spurt. What did you like in that little 3-minute stretch that you think stood out to you?
Yeah, I think we are very active. The stretch, we especially Vando. I think Vando were playing so good on defense side. I think he was very active. That kind of helped us. Of course, the Maxey, he been active. He been physical with those guys, and I think that was a great stretch. And I think those kind of stuff kind of helped us to kind of keep us in the game. I think we outscored like 10 points the stretch. So I think that was great.
Hey, Ro. You said today was kind of a weird game with the early start time and everything. I guess what was your mentality going into today's game? How were you able to keep your focus?
Gee, I'm not gonna lie, I was sleepy. You
didn't look sleepy.
No, I was. I'm not gonna lie. I think, it was. I was actually, I got in the hot tub. When I got here, I needed it, and I think until literally we were coming out of the tunnel. I think I was kind of low, but we play a couple songs. We are hyping ourselves up. And I think that kind of helped me. But I think even after the game, I felt that. But it was almost like a playoff game. I feel like how physical we played, and we are locked in the whole game. I think. But I think as a team, I think that was a great team win.
What does it mean for you guys to beat a good team, considering you haven't done that too often this season?
I think, especially we just played them last month. You know how New York, the Knicks and the Lakers game. It's one of the biggest games of the year. So we kind of took in the pride. I think we had it's our home game, and we saw that they literally beat Denver by 40 or whatever. It was crazy after our game. So we kind of took it personal. I think, and then we got this dub. So that was a great team win.
Rui, considering that you guys just played this team recently, just how much does this help in terms of your confidence as a team, knowing that you guys can bounce back and you have kind of proven some of the growth that you guys have been showing in maybe some of these closer losses?
Yeah, I think especially today, Braun was out. We didn't know about it, until the last minute. So I think that was as a team, I think everybody stepped out. I think that was we knew everybody did their jobs, and we got this stuff. So I think for us, we have everybody as a team. We our confidence, especially we have how many games we left? Like 15, 18. Yeah, we every game's gonna matter. So be matter. So I think we gotta get one by one. We have a big week coming up too. So I think today game was where we needed it.
Hey, Rui. JJ said that his message to Austin as of late has been be really aggressive, be yourself. What did you see from Austin tonight?
Yeah, he was being aggressive. I think he had a little bit slow start today, but he kept attacking to the rim. Being himself. I think whatever JJ told him, that worked out. We need him to be like that. We got seen since the start of the season. When he's aggressive, everything good things gonna happen. So yeah, he got to keep doing that.
Last two, Yafo andお疲れ様です。この数試合かなりアグレッシブにオフェンスでも絡んでると思うんですけども、レブロンが出てなくてスターターになったりとか、ボールが回ってくることが多くなったとか、そういったいくつかの要因があるとは思うんですけども、ご自分ではどういったところがそのアグレッシブさにつながっていると思いますか？
そうですね。いつも心がけているのがそういうアグレッシブにやることなので、そこを、特にレブロンがいない時とか、そういう時に手番というかボールがもっと回ってくると思うので、そういうところを意識して、アグレッシブにやってます。
スリーポイントだけじゃなくて結構ドリブルからのプルアップツーポイントも多いと思うんですけど、前なんかそういうシュートは打ったらJJ に怒られるっていうふうに言ってたことありますけど、最近はそれは解禁になったんですか？
ずっと決めてるんで、もう決めてれば何も言われないんで、そこはいつも意識して、それは僕のショットなので、そこは自分でもここまで来れたのはそういうショットがあったからこそだと思ってるので、そこはいつも自分で意識してやってます。
はい、試合今日のスタートからすごい好プレーを連続でされてましたけれども、好スタートを切るっていうことは八村選手にとってどれくらい意味のあることなんでしょうか？
そうですね、大事ですね。しかも特にこのゲームは早かったので、朝その中で最初のスタートが良くなければ僕はこのゲームはあまりいい方向に行かないと思ってたので、そこを意識してアグレッシブにオフェンスでもディフェンスでもシュートでもそこも意識してやったので、そこは良かったんじゃないかなと思います。
Thank you. Luka, what did you see as the driving force of just the defense and the energy and the multiple efforts tonight, or today, I guess?
It was great. Since the start of the game, I think everybody was really locked in, especially on defensive end. I think we did a great job. Hold a team like New York Knicks under 100 is pretty amazing for us.
Have you ever been in the top 10 NBA charges drawn before, as far as you know? Is it something that kind of, did Austin do it early, Marcus, and you thought, okay, I can do this too? How did that emerge to the point where it's become a little bit more regular for all of you now?
Just JJ mentioned it, before the season. I think we're number one in charges, which is pretty awesome. So just trying to copy Marcus and AR.
JJ said that the team is trending upwards and pointed out that not just today's defensive effort, but you guys are a top 15 defense. Obviously, the first part of the season, that was not the case. Why do you think you guys have been able to make that improvement?
Why? I think we just talk about it during the season, a lot. That we definitely, need to be a better defensive team. And I think we're showing it that we can do it. We're telling ourselves. So we got to keep doing that.
Luka, you guys have been close here in the last few weeks against some pretty good teams, but weren't able to get it across the hump. What does it just mean for this group to take on a team as good as the Knicks and beat them wire to wire, beat them playing kind of their style physically, and just sort of at this stage in the season to have a win like that?
I mean, it's a pretty awesome win, for sure. They beat Nuggets by 40 in Nuggets, so I think it's a pretty big win for us. Gives us a lot of confidence moving forward.
Hey, Luka, what did you see out of Austin tonight? And when he's attacking the paint so aggressively on every play, like how much easier does it make your job?
I mean, it's just great being his teammate, and obviously he needs to be aggressive like this, but just, play with him is so easy because he draws so much attention, helps others too. So just playing with him, it makes my life easier.
Luka, there's like a lot of reasons why you guys could be tired for this game. You lost sleep. There was that time. There was the time change. There was the back-to-back. Just what does it say about the team to be able to play with this type of energy in a situation where it would have been difficult to kind of generate that kind of?
I think it says a lot about the team. Honestly, I think we missed a lot of good shots that we could have made. It was not a perfect game, but we fight. At the defensive end, I think we did a great job. And it says a lot about our team, bringing this much energy in a game like this. It's awesome.
Luka, un partido físico, intenso, ante un equipo que viene promediando 117 puntos por partido. ¿Qué destacas del esfuerzo colectivo, sobre todo en defensa, y lo que significa para ustedes un triunfo así en este momento?
Sí, es un triunfo importante en este momento. Contra ellos son un muy buen equipo. Tienen jugadores grandes, así que eso nos da mucha confianza para seguir adelante.
Luka, živijo, takole si zaključil v eni super uri za Slovenijo in nov vikend velikih športnih uspehov slovenskih. Kako ti od tukaj vidiš ta slovenski športni fenomen, katerega del si od zimskih športov, ki jih mogoče tukaj na soncu ne gledate toliko zelo, do drugih uspehov? Kako to vse vidiš?
Glede na to, da smo zelo mehni, mislim, da imamo res veliko vrhunskih športnikov. Tudi tukaj imamo Škopitarja v LA-ju, tako da veliko športov res naredimo dober del, tako da sem ponosen, da sem lahko del tega.
Luka, una motivación extra tenían hoy por ser domingo contra Nueva York en un partido a las 12 del día?
Siempre tenía que ser motivación, sobre todo para mí. Bueno, mucha gente la puedo ver en Europa si es tan pronto, así que seguro que tenía más emoción de esa.
Luka, can you take us through the three over Anunoby where you ended up in we couldn't tell how far back, it seemed at least like the second row. Just kind of, you'd mentioned you guys, you maybe missed some easy shots. That was a pretty hard one you guys hit.
Yeah. Which one was I getting through? What was in my mind?
Yeah, the one off of 1 foot.
I know which one you're talking about.
I'm tired too, man.
I mean, I just, when it left my hand, I had a good feeling. I'm not going to say I knew it was going in, but I had a good feeling. So, sometimes those are the type of shots I make. I practice them.